What's going on, game players? How are you guys doing this evening? I'd like to welcome you guys to the Analog Circle Podcast, episode number 38. I'm your host, Keon Mitchell, and God dog it, let me tell you guys something. I truly appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the Analog Circle Podcast. Now, if you want to reach the show, you can call in. That's right, call the number, buddy, at 443-261-4607 to voice your opinion. Or if you want to just type by email, my friend, you can reach the show at the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Now, if you want to listen to some previously recorded podcasts, man, I think it's over there on Stitcher, iTunes, Audio Mac, and SoundCloud. Feel free to go over there and just dig through the crates, buddy. Man, I got to tell you guys, I'm just going to jump right in. Splash. Man, I am recording this so late in the week, so please excuse my tardiness. I do apologize, man. I got home from upstate New York in Buffalo. That's right, where the buffalo roam. I got up there and I didn't get home until almost Sunday morning. So I got home Sunday morning, right? And I wanted to go to bed. And after I got up Sunday during the day, because when I got home in the morning, I'm talking like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning time, brother. You know, I got on up, looked at the game. Oh, we lost. Oh, you Raiders fans. Oh, y'all just violated. So seriously, I didn't know so many of y'all were here in Baltimore. So many Raiders fans. Man, we played. That was a heart-breaking game. You hear me? My whole day was shot. All right, so I planned on recording it on that Sunday, but I'm still working on the house, getting things together on that side. And, you know, I had to be to work on Monday in the afternoon. So I just wanted to spend time with, with my friends, with my lady friend, chill out with her, have a good time with her. And by the time you knew it, man, here it is, Thursday. So I'm literally just getting home. I've been home about maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2. And I said, hey, man, it's time to jump on in. So without further ado, I say, hey, you know what? Let's just get into it. By the way, hold on. Before we get into it, you know what? You guys, I'm going to ask y'all a question. I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way or anything, but I was reminiscing about when I was about 14 years old. You know, my dad had me moving. You know, we were moving stuff out of the house. You know, my mother had me carrying regular size stuff. You know, like, here, go ahead and get this dresser drawer. You know, go ahead and get this nightstand. You know, the little regular stuff. My father said, oh, no. Keon, get on over here. I need your help with this dresser. So I'm like, oh man, this is a big dresser. Okay. So I'm trying to brace myself. All right. He's like, on the count of 3, we're going to lift this bad boy up. Are you ready? I said, yes, I am ready. You know, this is my dad. I got to let him, see that I'm growing. You know, my muscles are coming into fruition. So he says, 1, 2, 3, man, I lifted it up and it was so heavy. When I lifted it, all that happened was brrrr. I said, oh shucks. I made a mistake and I broke wind. It was so doggone heavy to the doggone touch. When I lifted it up, man, I lost all function. I didn't go full-fledged dose on myself, but man, I tell you, that was a heavy dresser. You know what my dad told me? He said, son, man, just put it down. Get yourself together. Just get yourself together. He laughed at me about it. You know, he stayed clear within like a 5-foot radius or so after it happened. But he said, get yourself together. I said, I don't think I'm built for this just yet. But it happens, man. It just happens. I don't know if any of you guys have picked up something that heavy in your life. But anyway, darn it, I don't even know what happened. We got down this path, and I didn't even mean to go fully down it, but we're down it, so we're gonna go ahead and detour. And we're gonna go ahead and get into what we all come here for, buddy. That's right, it's the gaming news that went down. We're gonna start out with Nintendo this week. Now, if you're like myself, you're anticipating the chance to experience the retro feelings of the retro, not the retro, it is retro, but that's not the name of it, the Nintendo Mini. Now, some more info has actually come out about the Mini, starting with it will have digital manuals. It'll have save states and graphical settings. Now, Nintendo also said that the Mini will let you maintain up to 4 different suspend points for each game. Now, if you don't know what a suspend point is, basically it's a save point. So you'll be able to save up to 4 of those in the game. So it's 30 games on here. Get ready to be able to save. No more staying up all night, having to keep the system on and all of that stuff that we used to do. No, you'll be able to save it. So now when you do that, each game will also you'll be able to see the original game manuals by scanning QR codes that will appear on your TV or monitor. Now, you can play the game in CRT mode or pixel perfect mode. Now all this sounds great, but there was a few complaints from a gentleman who got hands-on time with the console named Bob Mackey, who had 2 problems with it. He said the controllers are wired, and the wires are very short. And in order to use save states or switch games, you have to reset the console, as well as a lack of a home button on the sticks. Now, the system will release November 11th. Now, he was upset about having to hit the reset button, and he was mad that it wasn't a home button on the joystick. The last time I checked, buddy, okay, Mr. Mackey, all right, it was never a home button on the regular Nintendo controller. Listen, it is a Mini. It is supposed to give you the retro feeling. To me, this is a little nitpicky. You know, now, as far as the wires go, it would have been dope if it was wireless. I give them that. We're way past that era of having a wired controller. And most people, they have their consoles tucked up under their entertainment system. Some people have them in the bedroom as well, and they're on the top of the dresser, but other people have it using it as a multimedia system. This is not the case for this. This is a retro. I think, hey, if you got to reset it to get to the other games, I think that's fine. It's a $60 device. Come on. $60. And I do like the fact that Nintendo is letting you actually play it in CRT mode or pixel perfect mode, which means it's gonna be just like it was. And then they even have it where you can play it in HD, where the pixels actually clean up very, very, very nicely. So they were just some of the complaints, and and some of the positives. I like the fact that you'll also be able to see the original manuals back then. Man, manuals were just so dope back in the day. That was the thing you used to do, brother. When you used to get a game from, man, back then it'd be like Montgomery Ward or Sears or somewhere like that. This is before GameStop and all of that, man. This is before Funko Land. Man, you used to go to the store and you would get that doggone game and you would just read the manual on the way home in the back seat, anticipating getting to put it into your console. That was just part of the fun of it, man. Now everything's going digital and whatnot. That's just a thing of the past. You know, these manuals they give you now, it's a piece of paper. It's one little piece of paper. That is an era that is gone. So this is great that Nintendo was going to be doing this. In my opinion, I'm pretty pumped up. November 11th can't get here soon enough. It's $60. Go out and support this thing, man. God dog it. Moving on to the next story. Now the Scorpio. The Scorpio. Now the Scorpio has been in the news quite a bit, having stated by Phil Spencer and Pinello and Aaron Greenberg that the console will deliver true 4K gaming. Now, we know something like this will come at a cost. What cost will that be, though? We don't know. But in an interview with NZ Gamer, Phil gave an idea of what we can expect. He said Microsoft designed the Xbox One S and Project Scorpio in tandem and want the prices to reflect that. So while Project Scorpio will cost a fair amount more than the Xbox One S, players can expect a good price continuum as the Scorpio compares to Microsoft's current console offering. So I think you will feel like it's a premium product, a premium console, and not anything more than that. So I wouldn't get people worried that this thing is going to be unlike any console price you've ever seen. We didn't design it that way. That's what Phil said. So basically, Mr. Spencer, to me, this actually says, hey, we know that this is going to be a premium product. They've said it several times. E3, that was the takeaway for me. This is going to be premium. They're not shying away from that. He said in the interview, it is going to cost a fair amount more than the Xbox One S, but it will not be so high as to be a price of a console that we have never seen before. Now, if you think about it, what was the highest priced console out there at one time? You guys know what it was. I know what it was. Let's say it on a count of three. 3, because it ends with a 3. The PlayStation 3. That's right. It was $600 initially. $600. We have not seen that since. And Sony has not given us a product, or sold us a product, I should say, at that price point since. So to me, I'm guessing that I don't think they're going to hit that $600 price point. Some people are saying it's going to be $600. Some people think less. If you're like Danny Pena, let me dream. $400, maybe $350. Shout out to those guys on Gamertag Radio. Let me dream too, Danny. Shucks. I would love to see this thing coming at $400, but I don't know if it's gonna be $400. I would say it could be $450. That might be a better price point, and that wouldn't be outside of the price points that we've seen with consoles. But the problem that Microsoft just may have is they may put themselves back into the same position, possibly. Now, hear me out on this for a second. Now, we know that Sony has the PlayStation 4 Pro that's coming out, and Digital Foundry actually said that when the screen is still, when nothing is going on the screen, it is actually true 4K. But when the characters and everything starts to move on the screen, that's when it takes the dip. Now, the thing is, most consumers who aren't the hardcore, who aren't into the actual culture, that follow this stuff, that even know who a Phil Spencer is, they're gonna hear, okay, PlayStation has this 4K machine. It's doing 4K games, and it's $400. On the other side, Microsoft is selling the same kind of product that does 4K, but it's higher. I think I'm gonna go with the PlayStation side of things because it's cheaper and I can get the same experience with them. Now, us that are in the know, we'll know if Microsoft keeps their word, of course, that they'll be doing native 4K with this thing. But to the mass public who may not know, who are just taking it from the name that Sony is actually doing real 4K, they'll just go off of that, and that will be the deciding factor. So I think that if Microsoft wants to continue to stay competitive with Sony, because things have been turning around for Microsoft, they're up 1,000% over in the UK. 1,000% they have gone up since the S has released. So I think that if they want to keep this same pace, that it would be smart for them to be competitive, have the same price point. Will it happen? Only time will tell. Moving on to the next story. Now, this was something that I got pumped up about. Oh man, I almost did a cartwheel. You guys remember back during the E3 podcast that I did when I saw some news, man, some super news to me about a Bulletstorm remake. Do you guys remember that? If you don't, go back and check it out. But since then, it has been a little more information that has come out about this thing. Now, according to a Brazilian ratings board, that's right, they have dropped a couple of bombs on some other stuff too. I think it was them who told us about the Batman remasters or something like that. I think it was the Brazilian ratings board. I don't know, but they're at it again. That's right. The board, they actually said that the remaster, the Bulletstorm remaster, is slated for a 2017 release and will be available for the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and PC. Now, this is the interesting thing about this, though. The game is actually going to be published by Gearbox. What? If you guys remember back when Bulletstorm came out, most of you probably don't because you didn't check it out, but trust me, check the game out. It's great. Oh, it's awesome. But back when it was first released, it was actually published by EA. And People Can Fly were the people that were behind that game, and they were also the people that were, unfortunately, the studio behind Gears of War Judgment. We don't talk about that, though. Kind of like The Godfather Part 3. We just kind of sweep that under the rug like it never happened. But instead, they don't even know what developer will be handling this port. I say give it back to People Can Fly. They did an incredible job. Me, myself, I know this has been the generation of masters. I know it has. And I say, hey, if people are asking for certain things, then give it to them. I know people hate it. I know people are sour like some Sour Patch Kids. That is so many remasters this generation, but this one, oh man, I am just so on board for this. I'm so excited. I'm hoping, man, this is really what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that this one at least sells a little better, just to try to warrant a sequel, because the situation is, you guys might not know this, but I followed this game because I was so amped. It's still one of my all-time favorite games of last generation. Top 5 dead or alive. Absolutely. Bulletstorm is in my favorite top 5 from last generation. But I was following, the People Can Fly. And they were saying that they were all ready to work on Bulletstorm 2. They already had the story, not laid out, but they already knew where they were going to go with the story. They already had some arcs going on. They had some artwork and all of that stuff ready to go. They were ready to start, and they told them, oh no, we're going to pull the plug on that. Instead, you guys go ahead and work on Gears. We think that's going to be a good fit for you guys. And they really didn't, I don't know if they didn't want to work on Gears. I know the guy, I forgot the lead designer, but he said they were way more excited to be working on a Bulletstorm 2 because that was a newer IP. And they knew that Gears had already been done. So they were more excited about Bulletstorm coming to the forefront. But the reason why it also didn't get green lit was because they said that the PC version had got pirated all over the place. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know 100%, but they said that it sold okay enough on consoles to possibly warrant a sequel. But when all of those PC gamers or people, whenever all of those had started getting copied and people started downloading them illegally, wasn't paying for them, they said that's what really tanked the sales. So hopefully Bulletstorm coming back, it'll kind of give it a rejolt and kind of give it a chance for a sequel, because that, I'm telling you, man, I stand by that game. Just do me a favor, you listeners out there, and thank you guys for tuning in again. I'm serious. Thank y'all. But do me a favor, just go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and just YouTube Bulletstorm Kill with Skill videos. Amazing stuff, man. Just checking out the whip, all of that stuff. I'm rambling on too much. I'm done with this. Moving on to the next story. Now, the technology. Oh, man. Y'all might have heard me hint at it just a little while ago about things going digital. Well, listen to this, okay? The technology landscape, it's always changing, and we know that our internet has gotten faster, and as a result of this, we're able to stream all types of media, so much so that some people believe that physical media is phasing out, and digital is the future. Not just for movies, but games as well. Now, see, this kind of hurts because you know what? Let's just put this in perspective for a minute, because I can see this happening. This is happening a little faster than I wanted to, but this digital future, I think that we're doomed for it. It might not happen for a while, but things are going to pick up even more, because right now a lot of people are going digital. It's so convenient. It's so easy to just hit that download button or preload the game on your console before the game even releases. But man, I got the hiccup, excuse me. But it's inevitable. But just to back this up, according to an intelligence firm named Superdata Research, This, like I said, this indeed may be the case. Digital could definitely be the future. Now listen to this. In the month of August, digital gaming generated, I want you to understand this is for 1 month. Okay. I want to just let you guys know, August, 1 month. That's it. The gaming industry digital gaming generated $6.1 billion, $6.1 billion, which was an 11% increase year over year. Now, spending on digital products for consoles was up by 16% year over year, making $399 million. Now, Call of Duty, I tell you, people been hating on Call of Duty, but listen to this, man. Call of Duty was the front runner, but No Man's Sky was second, along with, get this, GTA is still in there. Grand Theft Auto 5 as well. Those were the games that help make up the $399 million on console. Now, digital on PC spending was up 21%. 21%. Now, World of Warcraft expansion led the way to $401 million being spent on PC digital content. World of Warcraft, the expansion, made $401 million. Let's just take a minute and just let that soak. Let that soak in the brain for a second. You mean to tell me one game made more than several games on the console side from the PC? $401 million for World of Warcraft. What's World of Warcraft, like 40 years old? Goodness gracious, this thing is crazy. $401 million being spent on digital content. Listen to this. Pokemon Go pushed mobile sales revenue to $3.04 billion, which is 16% higher than last year. Now, last was microtransactions on PC. They actually grew 8% year over year, making $1.41 billion. However, MMOs and social gaming platforms like Facebook took a 4% decline to it still made $226 million. And 2%, 2% was for Facebook. They actually took a 2% nosedive. And, MMOs, had took a 4% decline. But to $604 million were the, wait a minute. Let me back this up. Hold on. No, yeah, that's right. My bad. That's it. But, overall though, $604 million was made, now this is the top for the PC and the, man, I just lost my whole train. This just really went off the track, buddy. But you know what? I'm not going to cut it. We're going to keep on going. I'm going to pick it up. Okay. Now, this is the thing. These are the games. These were the front runners. Okay. For games that were the most successful. Now, listen to this list. Listen to this. Let's see. On PC, let's start on PC. League of Legends was number 1. World of Warcraft was number 2. Crossfire was number 3. You'll get caught in the crossfire. Oh, shoot, man, y'all got me reliving the 80s. Number 4, Dungeon Fighter Online. Number 5 was Overwatch. Number 6 was No Man's Sky. Number 7 is World of Tanks. Number 8 is Dota 2. Number 9 is Fantasy Westward Journey Online 2. And number Number 10 is Counter-Strike. Global Offensive. Are you kidding me? People are still playing Counter-Strike. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Those are the top 10 grossing games on PC. Now, the top 10 grossing games on console were, of course, number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. People talk trash, but this doggone game continues to make money. Number 2, No Man's Sky. Even though it wasn't that great of a game, according to people, it still cracked the number 2 spot in August. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know what the world is going on with this game. This game is crack cocaine to people because this game keeps staying in the top 10. God dog. Number 4 is FIFA 16. Number 5 is Madden 17. Hold on, that should be FIFA 17. That shouldn't be 16. Well, that's what they say, FIFA 16. God dog, man, FIFA has that long of a lifespan? Wow, the new one is out already, but okay, all right, well, this is August. But number 5 is Madden 17. Number 6 is Tom Clancy, The Division. Man, people are still playing. Awesome, shucks, okay. Number 7 is Overwatch. Number 8 is Star Wars Battlefront. Number 9 is Uncharted 4. And number 10 is Fallout 4. Now, for the top 10 earning mobile games, number 1, of course, is Pokemon Go. Number 2 is Monster Strike. Number 3 is Mobile Strike. Number 4 was Clash of Clans. Number 5 was Game of Warfire Age. Number 6 is Fantasy Westward Journey. Wow, that placed on 2 different lists. Number 7 is Puzzles and Dragons. God dog. This is just amazing. They're still playing that. Number 8 is Clash Royale. Number 9 is Candy Crush Saga. And number 10 is Clash of Kings. Man, I tell you guys, doggone, forgive me. Okay, that was a botched job. I somehow scribbled the wrong stuff down, and that's what messed me up. But hey, please excuse the unprofessionalism. Moving on to the next story. Now, you know Master P, right? Make him say, yeah, y'all know that, brother. The No Limit CEO. Well, we know he hasn't made music for quite some time. So what has he been up to? Well, listen to this. It looks like he's stepping into the digital world. Now, he announced that he has his own video game in the works. Master P has his own video game coming to a console near you. Now, the game will be called Get Money and will be modeled after Grand Theft Auto. Now, it's going to be set in New Orleans. Now, this is the thing. Players can choose. Now, this is what I kind of found a little interesting. This is a bit of a spin. Now, he said that the players will be able to choose to be a villain. That's a little different. You can choose to be a villain. You can choose to be a hustler. You can choose to be a cop, a boss. Wow, that's dope. Or an entertainer trying to get as much money as possible. Now, the game's objective is to make the right moves illegally or legal in order to make it to the top. Now, if you make the right choices, you make money. But making the wrong choices could result in death, destruction, and jail. He said, now, wait a minute. Let's just take this in for a second, okay? Now, when I did initially read this, I said, oh, buddy, I don't think this is going to turn out too well. I don't know. But when I started reading about the different characters you could play. I mean, a villain, a cop, a boss, an entertainer. I don't know if I've ever, of course, a cop, yeah, but I mean, of course, a hustler, that's not different, but I don't know if I've actually played a game, and this is not to get too dark, but where I was, literally hustling a drug on a corner. I just don't know if I've ever played a game to that magnitude. Now, the hustler, he could be a person that's doing other things as well. But I was like, I don't know, it's a little, it could be different, and the entertainer part, that really made me say, wow, could you be a rapper? Could you be a singer, a dancer, even an actor? I don't know. It says entertainer. So it really got me to thinking maybe this could be a little deeper than, some other games have really delved into certain things, dealing with the street or, things on that level. Because he said, of course, making the wrong choices could result in death. I understand that. But the two things that stood out to me were destruction and jail. Like, okay, like if you're running an operation, okay, and somebody on your team, I don't know, you're not treating them right, you're not giving them the work like they really want, they go ahead and they flip on you because you're not giving them the money. And because they flip on you, your whole squad actually faces this inside destruction where the money stops coming in, where, the whole team is in disarray, where things just aren't clicking the way that they used to. It really got me thinking maybe if he can do something like that, where inside of your organization, it actually starts to implode on itself. And you have to be the one to try to bring it back together. Start making those right decisions to bring everything back on the up and up. This is one aspect of the game that really got me thinking. And even outside of that one, the jail, going to jail. What if this game, this entitled once again, Get Money, what if when you get locked up in jail, your character actually gets locked in the clink? He's in there. He has to try to find a way on how to operate on the inside, get money on the inside, try to keep his empire afloat on the outside, trying to maintain it, trying to do things from behind the wall. I don't know if Master P is going to go all the way there with it or go that deep in detail, but because of those reasons, it really got me at least a little more excited than I initially was. But moving on to what he's saying, though, continuing with the story, he said, this has been a passion project, almost 10 years in the making. He said he partnered with a team of Korean developers 6 years ago to get the game off the ground and plans to take the new company Get Money video game public in 2018. So the game is roughly a little over a year, a little less than a year and a half away. He's saying 2018, maybe the end of 2018. So we could say maybe roughly, maybe 2 years from now, the game will be released. I am slightly excited. I'm hoping to hear more information about this because I don't know if you guys remember this. But a couple of years ago, and of course, Master P isn't the first rapper to have his own game. You remember Def Jam. They had the rappers in there, Method Man, Buster, et cetera, et cetera. And even 50 Cent had a game, what was it, Blood on the Sand? Which actually, hey, look, okay, don't judge me, okay? It wasn't a bad game, man, okay? All right, don't take away my gaming credibility for that. But it was not a bad game, man. I think people saw 50 on the cover and they was like, oh, this is going to be whack. but it actually was kind of cool. But outside of that though, man, it was another, gentleman. Oh man, he actually directed, daggone, Boys in the Hood. Somebody yell his name out to me. Maybe I'll hear you. Daggone, I cannot remember the brother's name at the minute. But he was the director behind Boys in the Hood. He was the director behind Poetic Justice. He also directed even one of the Fast and the Furious movies. He actually, you guys might not know this, John Singleton, somebody yelled it and I heard you. John Singleton actually was making a game. This was years ago. Some of you guys might remember it. It was on the front of a Game Informer magazine. And the name of the game was going to be called Respect. He actually had several different screenshots. It was going to star Snoop Dogg. He was going to be the main character. And it was supposed to be a story based in LA. Somewhere in LA, I think it was South Central, somewhere in there, where it was supposed to be about a kid literally growing up in this environment. But the thing about the main character was he wasn't trying to live the street life. A lot of people around him were doing the street life thing, but he wanted more. And it sounded so interesting. It sounded like, man, this could have really been something special. You know, because it wasn't the run and gun regular GTA knockoff stuff. He was trying to put layers into the game, but for some reason, that game called Respect, it did not see the light of day. Some of you guys, go out there, Google it. I'm telling you, it is the truth, man. John Singleton, he was gonna make a game, but it just didn't see the day of light or the light of day. Good grief. But moving on, matter of fact, I really hope this is going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Master P, I wish you the best on this project, brother, and I hope that it turns out great. Moving on into some actual Grand Theft Auto news. I tried to segue it. I'm still working on it. I probably will never get good at it. But a biker update is coming to Grand Theft Auto 5 via DLC. Now, this will be an automatic update, and players will soon be able to experience all new competitive and co-op operatives. Did I say that right? Yeah, operative gameplay in the multiplayer aspect of the title. In addition to new modes, vehicles, weapons, clothing, and much more. The update is, it's actually out, if you were not aware. It came out October 4th, which was, let me check my calendar. God dog, that was day before yesterday. So I'm late. I'm sorry. I wrote this stuff in advance. I promise y'all I did. But go on out there, check it out and see how you feel. Moving on to the next story. This is also old. Some of you guys might have already caught on to this, but this is for you guys that might not have. Mortal Kombat is releasing to the PC. I said next week, but it is this week, and actually with this release, the game will be getting a balancing patch along with all platforms. So this is not just for the PC, but all of the platforms will also get this balancing patch. Now, Ed Boon released this info via Twitter. Now, the patch will be available, it's already available because it became available October 3rd. Now, a Mortal Kombat XL live stream, which you guys might have already seen, it was going to take place the day before, running down what the update will entail. So if you guys weren't aware of this update and you guys are interested in knowing what this update is all about, definitely tune into the live stream. I'm sure you can probably YouTube it now and find it. I'm sure it's archived and it'll take you down the whole list of different things that are in this update. Moving on to the next story. Now, there is another, I tell you, Microsoft is being very aggressive. They're being so aggressive. Now, there is another Gears of War bundle that is a 500 gigabyte model It's a deep blue colored console with the controller to match. Now, it actually comes with Gears of War 4 and the entire collection. That's right, for a whopping $299. $299. Now, the Gears collection is download only and is for a limited time. You also, in this Gears package with this deep blue console, you also get a 14-day Xbox Live trial of gold, and this actually will release on November 1st, 2016, and it can actually be pre-ordered at msstore.com. This is an amazing deal, brother. Okay, I mean, they are giving. Now, you guys remember the other Gears of War Xbox they were giving away? It had the actual Gears logo and all of that stuff. It had the blood red on it. Joint looked tight, man. It looked awesome. You know, I think that was like a terabyte, and I think it was like $400 or something like that. It came with the Gears Ultimate and all of that stuff. Well, if you don't want to pay that much, they're gonna give you Gears 4 for free, along with a blue Xbox. This deep looking sea blue color, it looks kind of nice. It's not bad. It's not like that green colored Battlefield, and I couldn't get with that, brother. That just wasn't for me. But this one, $300, coming with Gears 4, 14 days of Xbox Live Gold. I mean, come on, man. November 1st. Y'all say, look, if you're in the market for a console, man, this is it, man. This is awesome. Pick it up and enjoy. Moving on now, see. Oh man, wow, this one, you know, I gotta kind of take it down just a dose, cause this one was kind of like really touching to me, man. This kind of got me in the feels, you know. Now, I mean, we understand that Forza 3 has been getting great reviews and praise for being a great game. You know, it's been getting that. It's beautiful. I've played the demo. I'm actually gonna buy it. I have to buy it. I gotta get this game. And I'm not even into driving games like that, but the game is so much fun. I'm actually gonna get a wheel. I want to get this, it's a G29 or 290 or 920 wheel. I want to get with it. So when I get the money to get the wheel, I'll get the game, but I'm getting sidetracked. But we know that games, man, they just have the power to bring people together. You know, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful thing. But what if games could take it a step further? Well, according to a Reddit user named Spartans Never Die, he played against the Drivatar of his friend, who unfortunately passed away a year ago. He said, now this is a quote from him. He said, when he was cruising around, he had seen a gamer tag he hadn't seen in a while. He says, it was my buddy Drew. I immediately pulled up behind him and challenged him to a race. It was a pretty surreal feeling. It was surreal. It was like I was playing with him again on Xbox Live. It was bittersweet, but just another reason to love this game. Thank you for bringing me that moment with him. It was, this is actually a similar story to, I believe it was a young man who actually found his dad's Xbox, the original Xbox, in his attic, and he had actually hooked it up, and he was playing, of course, another racing game. I can't remember which racing game it was at the minute. It might have been Rally Sport, I think, something like that. And he was actually racing against his father, who had unfortunately passed away. And, he had a moment with him. It's moments like this for me that really make me appreciate gaming on just a whole nother level. Just to hear that this young man unfortunately had lost his life at the early age of 19 years old. And this, the gentleman, Spartans Never Die, he was just so thankful. It was like he was playing with his friend again. It was like he was still here. So just those reasons, man, just like I was saying just a second ago, make me feel, so proud to be a game player. It's a medium that can bring people together even when, unfortunately, that person may not be here to actually play against you. It's technology is to the point now. I mean, Drivatars, a lot of people were saying that it was a lot of bluff and, it wasn't going to work the way that they said. But according to people, they say that the Drivatars are pretty accurate when people are driving right. So just the fact that this is a thing that exists in gaming today, I really tip my hat off to the Forza team, actually making the Drivatars, that realistic, where this gentleman said it was just like he was driving with them. It was bittersweet, but for him, just another reason to love the game. So, before people keep criticizing gaming, saying this and saying that and saying this generation has been, lackluster, the biggest letdown in console history, I don't agree with all of those claims. I mean, anybody can disagree with me, and that's fine. I mean, my word is not law, at all. It means nothing. But before people start criticizing and all of that stuff and just making it seem like it's nothing out there worthwhile to game on, and people complain more than they play, just think about it. Just think about situations like this. Just enjoy what we have. It might not be up to your standards, but I guarantee you, if you look and just get past all of the hate, all of the criticism, you're just never satisfied. You just got some people that just will never be satisfied no matter what. Just let that take a break for a little bit and just appreciate the things that we do have. Good grief. Moving on. I didn't mean to go so low key, but that was just such a great story, and it really touched my heart, man. It really made me feel good, But moving on from that, now a few days ago, a Fallout 4 update 1.7.19 that's a lot of updates, had been released on PC and Xbox One, introducing fixes for the Far Harbor Contraptions Workshop, the Contraptions Workshop and Nuka World. Now, sadly, the update introduced issues with mods and breaking the Fallout 4 script extender as well. Now, because of this, Bethesda decided to roll back the date. So this update will be kind of put on the back burner until they can figure out why it is messing with mods and breaking the script extender. So be on the lookout for this update at a later time. Moving on now, publisher Koei Tecmo announced Dead or Alive 5 last round for PC. Now you will be able to play the game for free as long as you're not interested in the story mode. Now, the core game, which is free, will let you play online and choose from several different characters that include Kasumi, Ayane, Ryu Hayabusa, and Hayate. Now, additional characters will cost you extra, as well as the story mode. But it is enough. I mean, it is enough to get you started to see if you want to invest the extra time. So for you PC guys that may not want to really dive head first into Dead or Alive 5, then play it for free, buddy. You can beat your friends up online. You got several characters to choose from. Ryu Hayabusa is in there. And you know, if you like it, if the gameplay is up to your snuff, then you can go ahead and get the game for the story mode and the additional characters. I think that's a nice way to kind of ease you in, kind of like that Killer Instinct kind of a model. I see people are trying to adopt that a little bit, and I'm not mad. Moving on. Now, if you are on the go, now this was kind of cool to see. If you are on the go, you know, on the go gameplay, you're catching flights, you're staying at hotels, you're always on the bus, on the Greyhound, or, you know, you're just on the road, buddy. Kind of like myself. They actually, you might be interested, okay? They actually have a licensed SCEA HD monitor that is a high quality monitor. Now, it's the Hori Full HD monitor. It actually attaches to the top of the PlayStation 4 system. It has built-in speakers and comes with a 2 headphone jack. Now, the Hori HD monitor will cost just as much as a PlayStation 4. It will be $299.99, and you can find it on Amazon. All you have to do is type in Hori, which is spelled Hori, Full HD monitor. I mean, it looks cool, man. It really fits on the top of the PlayStation 4 really snug. I mean, I can't say for sure. I mean, I can only go by the pictures, but if you actually go online, you can check this out. If you're on the go and you want something that's a nice monitor of a high quality build and high quality picture, you might want to check this out. It's once again, the Hori Full HD monitor. I mean, it looks cool, man. Looks pretty dope. Check it out. But moving on to the next story. Now, when you turn on your PlayStation 4, okay, there will be a system update. Now, the update is actually 4.01. It's actually out. Now, the update will take up to 312.1 megabytes of hard drive space. Now, the update is supposed to improve the quality of the system's performance, but no other details were given outside of that jack. I don't know. I guess, hey, it says system performance, buddy. So I guess you gotta take it for what it is. So it's already out there, 312 megabytes. Oh, buddy, that's not too bad. But moving on. Now, according to an ad that has surfaced by /r/Resident Evil, which is actually a Resident Evil forum on Reddit by actually a Reddit user named, now I'm gonna just go ahead and just say these letters and numbers and stuff, but his name, now this is his name, okay? It's a uppercase X, lowercase x, dash, MC, X, C, V, I. It's a lot of, these look like Roman numerals, dash, lowercase x, uppercase X, semicolon, what the frick, uppercase X, lowercase x dash. Now, this guy, I don't know, that name makes me feel a little shaky on this dude. But this guy, he actually claims that Resident Evil 7 will have a VR timed exclusive for 12 months for PlayStation VR. Now, there was another alternate source on NeoGAF that discussed the Batman Arkham VR will be a PSVR exclusive as well until March 31st, 2017. Now, it's worth noting neither Sony or Capcom have made any public comments about this matter. So for right now, it is kind of he say, she say, until Sony and Capcom and Rocksteady actually throw the gauntlet down on this joint. But wouldn't it be interesting though? Because it seems like now this is going to be a thing about VR that I'm a little worried about. I mean, I'm not really worried about it because I'm not going to jump into VR right away. I'd just rather sit and wait. But the thing that's going to be interesting is I've been hearing a lot of talk about these certain games are going to be exclusive for a certain amount of time, a certain window. It won't touch the Oculus Rift and it's not going to touch the HTC Vive, and it won't touch the PlayStation VR. So it seems like in these early goings of this VR technology, it looks like they're going to be vying and bidding for these certain titles to be exclusive to their platform. I mean, and it kind of makes sense because you have to make it appealing for people to want to go out, buy your product, spend money on your product, feel comfortable giving you or giving them your hard-earned money. We have the games. They don't have them. Come play with us. That's the name of the game. So we may see that this could possibly be an ongoing thing in the VR space. And at the same time, it's a good thing because let's say you don't have a PlayStation VR, but you have an HTC Vive. This could possibly mean that once that 12 months, well, that quote unquote 12-month period is up, that the Resident Evil 7 VR compatible side of the game could make its way over to the Vive or over to the Oculus Rift once that's over. So we'll have to just stay tuned, see what happens with this, and who knows, this may be true. But once again, until Capcom or Sony comes out and says yay or nay, it is still speculation. Moving on to the next story now, Dell, that's right, Dell, D-E-L-L, is currently offering, now this is a darn good deal. They're offering a PlayStation 4 500 gigabyte Call of Duty Black Ops limited edition gaming console. Whoa, wait a minute. I just picked up on that. No, wait, I don't know, man. Is this the limited? I don't think it's the limited edition one where it's the actual Call of Duty console that had the 3 on it. I wouldn't say that. I think it's the one that's the regular PlayStation 4 500 gigabyte joint, just the regular joint that came with Call of Duty Black Ops like mine did. But they're offering this this bundle along with NBA 2K17 and a $75 Dell E gift card for $300. You need to go over to Dell. Check this out. This is an amazing deal. $75 gift card. That means you can put that towards a game. You can put it towards a controller. You can put it towards the camera so you don't have to spend the $500 on a PlayStation VR. Heck, you could take the $75 and put it towards a PlayStation VR. Knock some of the price down on top of getting a brand new game. NBA 2K17 just came out. It is supposed to be, and I quote from different people, it is the greatest basketball game that has ever been created, according to people who have reviewed it. I can't say for myself because I haven't bought it yet, but we shall not see. You just go out there and you check out the reviews, buddy. See what you see and feel what you feel. I don't know. I'm all messed up at the moment. But moving on, shoot. To the next thing. By the way, get that, man. If you want a PlayStation 4, I just got to kind of U-turn back to this. This is a wonderful, wonderful deal. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I have enjoyed the game. I have not finished it, but I've been having a ton of fun with it. It's a lot of people that are tired of Call of Duty. I'm not one of them. That game was awesome. I loved it. But moving on from there. Now, Gears 4. God, dog, listen to this. For you people that's picking up Gears 4 like myself, Gears 4 will have a day one patch that will be 11. That's right, 11 gigabytes. 11 gigabytes, which will take your total installation of this game up to a whopping, and I mean a huge 54.6 gigabytes. 54.6 gigabytes of hard drive space. But you know what? Console players, don't feel too bad though, because you guys getting it on PC. Guess how much hard drive space y'all are gonna need? It's gonna take up to 80 gigabytes of hard drive space. Now there is no word what the patch will fix at the moment, but god dog, you PC guys gotta take up 80 gigs of hard drive space. That seems very, 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 very excessive to me. I mean, this patch is 11 gigs. Can we just please sometimes, y'all, can we please get a game that does not need a patch? This so huge, 11 gigs. A person like me, man, I'm in trouble. I'm in a whole lot of trouble right now. I only got a 500 gigabyte hard drive. I'm gonna have to go out and get a terabyte. I'm gonna have to go to Micro Center maybe in the future, because I don't want to come up off of the money. I don't. But I think I'm gonna get stuck and have to get this 4 terabyte hard drive from them, because with these kind of installations, 54.6. I mean, without this doggone patch, I mean, we would have been at what? 45? Somewhere around there, 55. Well, I mean, like 45, 46, somewhere around in there. This is just ridiculous. It would have been what, like 42? I think like 42 gigs total, somewhere around there. If it didn't need the patch, but god dog, this is just a sign that when the new iteration, hey, let me tell you something, dude. Okay, brother, when that Scorpio comes out, Microsoft, look, I'm sorry, okay? You're gonna have to pack in. I mean, at a bare minimum. You gotta have at least a terabyte, at least. I would say at bare minimum 2, but I think I'm dreaming on that. So 1 terabyte, it just should be 1,000,000,000% standard at these sizes that these games are taking up. I mean, these sizes the games are taking up. The hard drive space that these games are taking up is just becoming astronomical. So please throw us something. Throw us a lifeline. Jeez, me Christmas. But moving on. Oh man, moving on to the next story. Now for you game players that are looking forward to the Call of Duty 4 remaster. Yeah. Some more info has come out. Now, if you're picking it up on the PlayStation 4, the game will be a digital download. Now, the digital download is redeemed via a voucher code on an insert in the box. Now, the Infinite Warfare game disc must be inserted into your PlayStation 4 to actually play. Now, if you're actually picking it up on the Xbox One, the remaster will be included on the disc, so no voucher code is required. But an additional download will be required to play the game, and the disc has to be inserted to play. Now, for Steam users, a Steam key will provide access to both Infinite Warfare and Call of Duty Remastered. Now, all versions will require internet connection. Now, if you want to get both of these games, you've probably already heard it, but it will cost you $80. I don't quite understand the Xbox One. I don't understand it, man. It says that, you got the disc, right? And this ain't even nitpicking. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, hey, maybe it's different because it says that it'll be on the disc, but you still have to download a code. A download is going to be required, an additional download. So I'm thinking that, maybe when you insert the game into the Xbox One, maybe it just kind of spins and it kind of picks something up like, oh, by the way, the game's actually on the disc. Maybe you got to, download the data off of the disc. I don't know, because the last I checked or heard, y'all, I don't know if this is true or not, but I was basically told, and you guys always correct me all the time, cause I don't know nothing, but I was told that for the most part, all the disc does is kind of gets the ball rolling, but for the most part, it's not really reading the data 100% off of the disc. For some reason, somebody had tried to explain it in a podcast, and basically the gist I got from it was it's not fully downloading it off of the disc. I don't know, maybe somebody can enlighten me on that, but hey, look, you want this with the PlayStation 4, long and short, you're going to have to download the digital code with it or the digital download for it. And you're going to have the disc in. With the Xbox One version, you're going to have the disc in, and you're going to have to download something, an additional download. And if you got the Steam version, the Steam key is going to provide access to both of them. So, long as you got the internet, you're gonna be good, and $80 gets you both, which I don't think is a bad deal. I think it's okay if you're interested. But moving on to finally the last story. Now, this is the big one. This is the one. This is the question. Okay, I'm not gonna ask the question yet, but it's gonna pertain to this. Now, it's more speculation about Nintendo. Now, according to Squish Turtle, there's a possibility, and this is so interesting, there's a possibility that Nintendo will be introducing us to the NX this month. That's right, October. This month, on October 21st, to coincide with this being the 5th year anniversary of Nintendo Directs. Let that sink in for a minute. I want y'all to let that sink in, because I'm gonna pick it back up a little later in the show. But that is going to do it for the gaming news this week. And listen, y'all, this was quite a bit of news. But man, we're not done yet. We are not done. We will come back with, of course, the part of the show that really gets my juices flowing, the part of the show that pumps me up the most. Of course, is the feedback section, and we will get to that right after this. Stay tuned, guys. welcome back. Welcome back. Whoo! Yes, we are into it, buddy. The feedback section. Now, last week, you guys might not know what I asked, but I asked you guys. I said, will the Pro still sell despite not having a 4K Blu-ray player? Could it hurt the sales? Well, of course, Mr. Cody. Shout out to Mr. Cody Clark. This gentleman is, God dog, this brother is consistent. Hey, that's all I can say. Mr. Cody hit me with a double header this week, okay? You know, I appreciate it. I'm all messed up right now at the moment, but I'm gonna jump into Mr. Cody Clark's email. He says, now this is the name of it, Sony. Not Sony is sorry. Not sorry. He says, I will wait for Goose to tell you about his 4K experience. He seems quite happy with it. He says, unless there is some heck of failure with Sony and the PlayStation Pro, I doubt it will be that big of an issue. I think that the VR and other stuff, and other stuff that Sony has its fingers in will be what decides their fate. Sony has a habit of pulling a sleight of hand and getting spin doctors on the case. The Sony hype machine is strong. By the way, I added the because that's a darn good point. But he says, I sort of want Samsung to buy them, but they are busy blowing up their Galaxy 7 phones. Yes. Did y'all hear about the plane that had to land because one of them joints was on there? He said Apple was dancing around McLaren and looking at EV cars. Disney is going oddball and Luddite and shutting down all of its game companies as they decided that they will just license their property out. So, who knows? Yeah, that is crazy, though. I don't know why they did that. But he says, so who knows? I would not be surprised if Sony just conveniently stops talking about Blu-ray and focuses on VR. The ball's on that company. I have to recognize their testicular fortitude. So let's just wait and see. Maybe they will just wait to see how the NX hits and decide to follow that path. I give up the Goose for the PlayStation 4 Pro badonk-a-donk. Thank you, Cody, as always, for just writing in, brother. It's appreciated, man. Now, this is the thing. Oh, man. These are really good points. You know, Sony, they have had cases where, you know, they do that sleight of hand stuff. You know, hey, look over here. Don't look over there behind where the guy's behind the curtain. Look up here in the front. You know, they seem to do that at times, you know, and, like he said, they're really investing in VR, which, you know, bonus question. Okay, for you guys, this is not the question of the week, but if you want to tune in, hey, it doesn't have to even pertain to a question of the week to get into the feedback section. You say what you want to say. It's all on you. But I do want to know, though, do you think that this PlayStation VR is going to be successful? I mean, I'm just curious to know. If nobody answers that, I'll probably post it for next week. That'll probably be the question because the VR is on the horizon. But back to Mr. Cody Clark's email. I do believe that he's right, though. They're putting a lot of stock into VR, not so much the Blu-ray stuff, because as they said, as I was talking about in the last episode, they were saying that they've seen a big decline, as far as the movies go, the physical media of movies and all. And they've seen an increase with the digital content. So that's where they're going to be. That's where they're putting their focus. But they did say that the UHD channels or whatever it is, it's still not 100% there yet. They don't know. So I'm sure if they're going digital and they don't have the 4K Blu-ray player, they need to do that. So we'll see how it goes. But right now they're really into the VR headspace. No pun intended. Ink. But, we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I don't think it'll hurt the sales too much. I mean, most people, most of the consumers out there, they do want bang for the buck. And if you look at a Xbox One S, that's $300, and you look at the PlayStation 4 Slim for $300, which does not come with that 4K Blu-ray player built in, but the Xbox One does have a 4K Blu-ray player, even though there have been reports that it's not the best 4K player out there. We get that. We understand. But it is something in there. It is a standard feature that's in there on top of the backwards compatibility. Not all the backward compatibility games are great, but it is another added feature. So when you start adding those features on top of each other, and you see that, the $300 one and the $400 Pro, which of course is going to be 4K, but it's 4K is going to be, rendered in there. It's not going to be native, but you see that, and you see it doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray player in it, but you see that this other one, once again, $100 cheaper, it does have the 4K Blu-ray player in it. Even if people never use it, people just like to know that they have choice, that the option is there, that if you want to get a Blu-ray, you have a 4K Blu-ray, you have the option to do it. You might not ever do it. The backwards compatibility, a lot of people don't use it, but it's there. So I don't know, for people that are in the market for this, like they said before, Sony believes that the people that are in the market for this know exactly what they're getting into, and they have a full understanding of what the system is. So we'll see how it goes. But Cody Clark, he was not done. Oh no, Mr. Cody Clark, he's come back, like I said, with a double header this week. His next email is follow-up thoughts on my last bout of derp email. He says, so Polygon did an unboxing of the PlayStation VR. Oh, here we go. PlayStation VR. And that box looks so overly complicated. I mean, it's pretty shway. But let's also remember that means that Sony had to pay some artist / packaging designer top dollar to over-engineer a box to put their fancy VR into. Oh man, I think the system looks nice. A bit unwieldy, but still nice. The idea that the mount points in on your head to keep the weight off your face is nice. However, this all looks like a bunch of crazy scuba gear to me. I don't want all up in my face. I will be frank. Food, beer, boobies, those go in my face. The rest of this stuff, I'm trying to keep a straight face here. The rest of this stuff, I'm not sure. My dentist and I don't get along for the same reason. I would be willing to hold my breath that the reason that Sony isn't pushing the 4K pony is due to everything they have going on right now. Come, boom, or bust. After VR has washed over everybody, then we'll see what they really think about Ultra HD 4K. Bippity, boopity, whatever. With all of this cloak and dagger stuff going on. I just don't know where I want to stand. I am also a little jelly that Japan is getting its own take on the mini Nintendo. Man, you know what? I saw that, Cody. Yeah, man, I saw that. And I was like, man, that's kind of nice. I would like to have the option to get that little Famicom. Well, let me finish reading the brother's email. He said, I'm a little jelly that Japan is getting its own take on the mini Nintendo with the mini Famicom. And while it is basically the same thing, it looks way cooler. I agree with that. He says, I can't wait to see when somebody gets hold of one and installs Linux or something else on it. And I kind of hope that somebody finds a way to ROM the ROM in it to make it play other games. That would be phenomenal if somebody could do that, because that stuff is fun. I feel like games are so hyper realistic and focused on their poly super frames per trillisecond count that they just are not as fun as they used to be. Games used to be games. Yes, they were that, Cody. Yes. Games used to be games. One fully flushed out idea on a specific gimmick or two. Now games are jacks of all trades and masters of none. PC games have had procedurally generated content and day/night cycles since the early 80s. Yeah, I think, wasn't it King's Quest or something? I don't know. It was quite a few. But we are just now getting beyond staccato animation cycles and Lego block hands for NPCs in 3D games. I miss using my imagination. Also, stand by what I said to Mike in my last Game Enthused email. Most giant robot games suck, especially Armored Core. Cody, brother, God, dog, I have just enjoyed this. This is something else. You know, Cody, I will say, you know, this email covers a lot of things, so I'll see where I can start. Where can I jump in? You know, first and foremost, man, let me just say, you know, I did see that unboxing video of the VR. And that thing has a ton of wires. That breakout box, did you see the size of that breakout box? It is, it's not half of the size of the PS4, you know, as far as the length, but it's kind of bulky, man. It has a little bit of bulk to it, you know, so I've heard it's pretty cool. I heard it's lightweight. I actually tried it at Best Buy. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was just for like a 10-minute demo, so I didn't have a lot of hands-on time with it, you know, extensively, but I thought it was very comfortable, very cool device, just not quite worth that price point of entry at the moment for me. But outside of that, let's see, what else? Yeah, you know, after the VR situation does die down, you know, after everybody that's gonna buy it does buy it, yeah, we'll see if they'll kind of loop back around, Sony that is, maybe to see or test the temperature on the 4K situation. So we'll see how that goes. And, you know, just jumping into that Nintendo Mini, I saw that, and you know, quite honestly, you're right, Cody. You're right. They do the same thing, but that console does look pretty doggone dope with the gold and the burgundy colored red. Man, I said, look, if they gave me the option to get one of the other, man, just for keepsake, just to say I had it, I think I would have to buy both. And I know some people may say that is a waste of money, but look, I want to keep one in the box, okay? and then I want to just have one to play. I would have probably still stuck with the original, Nintendo, because it's nostalgia for me. The Famicom, that would be the one I would keep in the box just as a keepsake. But it would have been nice if they would have brought out both of them and let, us, the consumer, decide which one we wanted to get. So, who knows, though? I doubt if it'll happen, but it would have been a real cool option. But with games, actually, as far as you said, Cody, the games were fun back in the day. It wasn't all of this simulation. And don't get me wrong. I'm totally enjoying and loving games today. I have, my complaints are very close to nil to darn near none. No complaints, but it's something about the fun factor now as opposed to the fun factor some years ago. It's still some games out there that you can have a good time with, but that is the reason. I gotta tell you, that is the main reason why, to me, Bulletstorm, and I know I keep on drilling this, I know y'all tired of this stuff, but Bulletstorm was just that. It was a mindless, fun, over-the-top game. It was the best first-person shooter I have ever played. I will say that. That is my personal choice. When you got the sniper rifle, any of you guys out there who have played Bulletstorm, tell me when you got that sniper rifle and you could actually make the bullets, direct the bullets where you wanted them to go, that was not one of the most fun, most coolest parts in a game that you have played. That part right there, it blew me away. You could literally aim where you wanted to. It was the greatest sniping in a game, the most fun sniping I had ever witnessed in a game. I was so excited about that. And that's what I'm saying. Cody is right. The games, that kind of fun factor, I haven't gotten that kind of fun factor this generation yet. I've had a lot of fun with games, and they've been very entertaining. Definitely no complaints. But to have that just mindless, crazy, over-the-top fun like back in the day, that is something that's missing. So, Cody, you are so correct in that, brother. And I would love to see that come back. It doesn't have to make total sense. That's the thing. So many people are so hard on games, and the story has to be 1,000,000,000% cohesive. Don't get me wrong. I want a cohesive story, but at the end of the day, it's about fun. It's about the entertainment. It's about, did you have a good time? That has always been, to me, the most important thing about a game is having fun. Can we get back to the fun factor? Can we get back there, game players? I don't know. Only time will tell. But that is gonna wrap up the feedback section. Cody, you are the man, brother. Thank you so much for always writing in. Greatly appreciated. If any of you listeners out there would love to get your feedback read on the show, feel free. Email. Cody gave you the blueprint. All you gotta do is follow it. But with that, y'all, we are gonna get into the last section of the podcast. And this podcast is actually run pretty doggone long. Excuse me for the long length this week. But the question, of course, it is about Nintendo. I need to know this because that rumor that came out the 21st of this month, Nintendo was supposed to allegedly tell us about the NX. My question to you guys is this. Are they you know what? I just switched the question up on the fly. You know what? Are we going to see the NX in March of 2017? Are we going to see it? Or is it going to be delayed. Because look, now we have the rest of this month. This is still early. As I'm recording this, this is going to be October. This is the 6th, October 6th. So the 21st is coming up, okay? That's about 15 days away. So we can, judge it 100% then. But once again, it's a rumor. So will we see the NX in 2017, March of 2017? Because nothing has been leaked. I mean, from Nintendo, not leaked. There's been tons of leaks, but nothing has been said officially from Nintendo. Let me know. I'm starting to get a little worried. I'm getting a little wary. I'm starting to think, okay, March is coming. Where, October 6th is already here. I don't know. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make this March release date. I know they're saying, hey, we're trying to hold it back. We don't want to give our competition any ideas. We don't want to do that. Man, let me tell you something, Nintendo, okay? Please listen, okay? Alert to Nintendo. Sony is doing their own thing, okay? Microsoft, they're over there messing, trying to figure out what they're going to do with the Scorpio. Nobody is checking for your idea of having a console that is a home console via portable console. Everybody knows you own that market. Okay, you beat poor Sony to a pulp with their Vita, with their PSP. You've beat everybody in the mobile market. Minus, of course, mobile itself, phones. But I don't think Nintendo, anybody's checking for that idea. So you can say that, Mr. Miyamoto, you don't want to do this and that because it's going to draw attention from your competitors. Listen, if you're trying to sell this thing, you need to get on the horse, brother. You need to really get out there and start promoting it. So I don't know. I want to get you guys' thoughts. I'm going to cut it right there because this is a long podcast. So with that being said, leave your feedback at the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com or call into the show at 443-261-4607 to voice your opinion. I was your host, Keon Mitchell, and once again, God dog it, I want to thank you guys for listening and tuning in to this episode of the Analog Circle Podcast. Woo-wee! Oh man, I'm losing my voice. So, this is going up kind of late. I don't know if I'm going to do a podcast next week. That only gives me a couple days to scramble. We'll see what happens. But I have to say it. Until next week, God dog it, I might be back, I don't know, but until next week, when we do it again, because I think we are, I don't know yet. Man, whatever, man, I messed up my outro, but with that being said, you guys take care, be safe out there, we might be back next week. Y'all take care, y'all, bye-bye.